Many RVs come with a place already dedicated for mounting TVs, and that's probably where you want to mount it, and they'll actually mark where it is, and RVs usually come with them. But if you're on an older RV and you want to put a TV where normally it wasn't going, then this is what I'm going to share, and this is what I'm doing for mine, but hopefully these ideas will help you for yours. Here we have a nice shelf, and I think it was originally meant to have a TV, but I think the TV was meant to sit inside the shelf. I'm not sure how it was, but when we bought the RV, there was no TV here. Went over to Walmart, but they also have them on Amazon, and I'll put a link in the description, and bought myself a nice 32-inch TV, which will fit nicely right there. A little bit of gap above and below. The way I wanted to mount it was so that I could rotate it towards the sofa over here. As you can see, there's a sofa right there. I wanted to be able to mount it so that it could come out and rotate towards it. Went again on Amazon and bought this articulating TV mount arm. So it mounts to a wall and it can bend in multiple directions. That can bend, and even the mount itself can bend. My idea is to mount this to the wall, the exterior wall, and mount the TV right there. Only problem is I'm not real confident with mounting to this wall based on a guess. I know you can find studs. The studs are aluminum. There's electrical there, stud there, and electrical there. So you gotta be really careful. So what I'm gonna do is, they're meant to be mounted also not to, the frames on an RV are pretty narrow. They're like 1 inch. These articulating arms are meant to be mounted to a 2x4. So I got myself a 2x4 and I cut it to the right height. I cut it to be the height of this shelf. On the back of it, on the inside of this, there's also a 1 inch wood framing all the way around this whole cabinet. And I thought that's probably a safe place to mount this to, and then to mount the TV mount to this. So I put another bracket here to support the back side of this side, and I'm going to mount this over here. But I didn't have 100% confidence in how that would support, so what I decided to do was get another 1 inch mount, which there's enough space under here, and I'm going to mount that and screw that up into the cabinet here, and that's going to hold that board in place. So I'll screw that to the board, but to give extra strength and sturdiness so that this won't come out, I'm mounting another board here up on top. But first, so that it doesn't look tacky with bare wood, we've color matched already to paint the rest of the RV this white color, so I'm going to go paint this white. Ow! The paint is dry now, and we're ready to attach it to the wall. Next up, we're going to attach this square board up at the top to hold that 2x4 in. Yeah, that board's much more sturdy now, and I'm feeling pretty good about mounting this to it. So let's do it. So you want to make sure that your mount is level as you do this. The other trick is keeping it steady while you're screwing it in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have, let's see if I can mount this in here. No. So I might hand tighten first, this first one, to get it in place. That one's at least held in place. Now we'll go level and get the bottom one in place. The top one moves so we're not level, but I didn't tighten the top one all the way. So let's see if we can adjust it. I'm gonna have to loosen the bottom one. Tight. Tight. Okay, let's get the other two in. There we have it, it's in place. Now we just gotta set the TV in and hope. It's feeling a lot higher than I remember. I'm almost wondering if we should have mounted it lower here. I've already mounted the bracket to it. And you just get the extensions and get it to the right size. Put this out here. Darn it, it's a little bit too high. I didn't plan that one out very well. What I did was wrong here was I was thinking I want it in the middle, So I put the bracket in the middle of that 2x4. But really I didn't want the bracket in the middle. Here's a quick tip on this mount, and maybe most mounts, that you can learn from my mistake. So I thought I would mount this bracket in the center where I want it to be. Without, I mean, it's very obvious that the mount is up there, but what you want to do is mount the top to be the middle, because the middle of the bracket lines up with the top of the mount. So the middle of this is where the middle, about the middle of the TV is going to be, and it lines up with about the top. So I want the top to be in the middle. I drilled new holes lower down. I only had to drill 3 holes because I was able to reuse one of them. Then we'll do the middle 2 screws. Alright, pretty steady, sturdy. I think we're good. Much better. There you have it, the TV's mounted. Now what we gotta do is make sure the TV's level, and then we'll do the set screw in the bottom of the mount. The only thing from here is going to be how we're going to make sure it stays steady when the trailer is being pulled. And we'll see how we handle that in the future video. Testing out the results of this install, and here we have it. So it's tilted towards the couch here. There is one slight flaw, that the pop out covers that edge, but it's not too bad. The kids won't mind. But if we push it all the way back, you can see it. I made sure to buy a TV that was in the reviews said it was good to see from all angles. Like, you don't have to be straight on to see it. So pretty sweet. Slides pretty well. It's just an Amazon Basics mount. The length of the arm doesn't center the TV perfectly. You can see there's a little more gap on that side than that side, but obviously your situation may be different. But the key here, you see I have the 2 holes showing up here. Doesn't bother me too much. It would have been nice to have the covers on this, but that inner edge made it so I couldn't get the covers on. Had I mounted it on the edge of the 2x4, might have been better, but I like it in the center. It feels more secure. It's almost like a cabinet door. It'd be kind of cool if I could snap it in place here. I might look into what I can do to maybe even just a Velcro. Put some Velcro on one side here and on one side here, and then Velcro in place. Now I just gotta clean up this mess. If you want to watch more videos, still got more cleaning up to do, but we just did a almost complete renovation of this 13-year-old travel trailer. We removed wallpaper, carpet, painted, did a backsplash. If you want to go learn more about that, I'll put a link to the video in the description. Check it out. Maybe I'll be able to put an insulate here.